hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Did you vote? Stu, I'm kind of jealous. Every week when you get to do one, it's timely. Mine are never timely. I'm always just threatened. And that's
You are threatened.
that is a bit of a heartbreaker.
It's the cross you bear.
That is the cross I bear. And I don't like it. And I made the damn intro. You ever just wake up and hate yourself? Yeah.
That's
I
you
do.
every day.
It's not great. I'm weird. I love myself and hate myself all at the same time.
You do.
It's
It is a weird thing. Like, you are very confident, and yet you are just as you're the quickest to beat yourself up, and you enjoy. I don't know if I know anyone that takes a beating in a manner that you do.
Oh, shucks. Thanks.
You really like. You don't. We always bust your chops, and you laugh at yourself better than anyone I know.
Some people just can't be self-deprecating and enjoy it.
Yeah, most people can't.
I just see all the negative in me. So I'm like, have you guys noticed how big my nose is? Like, it's always something.
Yeah, but you also can be a little cocky at times. So usually,
I wear this big nose better than any other man in the world. Yeah, there's no doubt. Dude, I'm a 10 who looks like a 6. That doesn't nothing. It's weird.
hey man, that's a trait to have. Like, I know some 10s that don't think they're a 10 and they got nowhere with it, and I know some 6s who think they're 10s and have knocked it out of the park.
Confidence.
Yeah, confidence goes a long way.
Oh yeah.
But I also really don't like myself at night, so it's like it's really strange, man. It's weird being inside this head, but I'll take it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You're listening to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems.
Dedicated.
We are
Week in, week out.
laser focused on solving first world problems. You know what I saw a lot of this
Not
weekend?
like a high functioning laser, like a wonky one that's like
Like a
little
laser
old and busted.
pointer, and like the cat. The cat is first
Yeah.
world problems.
We're the cat.
with like a
Yeah.
with like dying batteries, laser focused.
Yeah, just shake it up a little. It'll be fine. Know what I saw this weekend, man? I saw a lot of people solving first world problems. I was glad to see how well Halloween popped off.
Oh, yeah.
Despite all of the craziness and all of the fear and all
Yep.
of the rumblings that Halloween
Oh, yeah.
wasn't going to happen. We had a backup plan. We had talked about it on the podcast. I was plan B. We had piñatas full of candy. My buddy Jason did a really good job of setting up like a haunted walking tour in his backyard.
Oh, that's cool.
And so
Did
had
I
a
hear
little-
that you had a adult pinata?
I did.
What's
Because
an adult pinata?
it's full of dildos. That's not actually what it was full of. It was penis guns.
Is that why you were laying underneath of it, waiting for it to explode,
Yeah.
rain down upon thee?
Look how hungry that guy is. He's got his mouth open underneath the pinata. He must be starved. What's coming out of that? Turn away, kid. Run.
You're using the dildo to hit the pinata.
Yes.
Big 4 foot.
No, so yeah, we had plan B ready to go, but yes, to your point, I did fill a piñata with liquor bottles, and I thought that would be fun. Like, we let the kids knock down their piñatas and get all their
Yeah.
candy, and then I was like, I've got another piñata here if you guys like to hit this. So we strung that thing up, and I had Fireball, I had vodka, I had bourbon,
Plastic bottles, I hope.
and
No,
then
wooden bat and glass bottles, right?
and then the critical air Jaeger.
Oh.
They don't
Yeah.
come in plastic.
They do not.
Oh, no.
I just realized that.
I didn't realize it till I heard it on the ground.
Oh,
Oh,
did it over like the driveway or something?
Yeah, my buddy's driveway.
Nice.
Yeah, I was real class act. It's the second time I've gone to his house and left glass behind me. It's not a good look.
Then you're like, nobody wanted Jaeger anyway.
No, so we started hitting it, right? And we're like popping it. And then the piñata's like bleeding. And
It
we're
was-
like,
oh, so it broke inside of it?
yeah, so then the piñata fell, and I was like, look, it's bleeding. Like, let's just beat it on the ground.
Yeah.
So now we're just
Smart.
smashing it into the ground, and finally it opened it up, and when I tore it open, it was like, like some
Oh,
glass
no.
fell out. I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. Even the plastic bottles, we hit it so hard, like the tops were blowing off.
Yeah.
What
So,
were, you,
like-
were you hitting it with a real bat?
Broomstick.
And was it one of the ones you get like from Party City?
No, it was just a broomstick. Like
No, the
someone
the pinata. Sorry.
Yes, it was a hot chili pepper from Party City. That's precisely what it
But
was.
it was like pretty substantial. It wasn't like
Yeah.
2 hits and fell apart. It was like you had to wear it out.
No, like I hit it with enough force that I thought it was going to flat out explode, and it did not. It just
the
started
bottles
bleeding.
inside did.
Yeah, it started bleeding internally. I gave it internal bleeds.
How many bottles were there, and how many were, or what percentage was lost? I guess.
Only like 4 bottles or so broke, but it was enough to like make it.
Yeah.
It was enough to put the smell of bourbon, Fireball, and
Jaeger.
Jaeger in the air.
Yeah.
And then the adults come screaming in to pick it off the floor and cut themselves.
So I ended up I picked up all the glass that I could find. I think I got it all because I felt pretty bad. But yeah, we did end up everybody sitting around taking shots of Fireball at that point. Like once you see that many bottles,
Oh,
there were
yeah.
probably 50 bottles on the ground. People were like, ooh,
Yeah.
don't mind if I do.
To your
Sounds
point,
fun.
To your point, I had to drop my youngest off after she had a little Halloween party, get together, and I had to drop her off at a friend's house in my old neighborhood, and it was slam packed. There was nothing stopping anybody from getting out there and getting their candy.
No, and that's what I didn't anticipate was that how well people overcame the problem. They had all the stuff set out at the end of the driveway, had little
Yeah.
bonfires set back. I saw people with the candy chutes coming
Yeah.
out of the house,
Yeah.
and down driveways. It's like, this is awesome. And apparently the neighborhood one over where I was had made the mistake of publicizing that these houses are setting up so you can go trick-or-treating, and they put that out there on the internet. And so, like, everyone else figured out, oh, I know a great neighborhood,
Yeah.
and these blocks here are chock full of candy.
Damn.
Dude, it was a mob scene. Like, there were kids everywhere, cars coming up and down the roads, dropping kids off. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So we went through a lot of candy. But then, fortunately, we had the backup pinata situation.
So because you used to live in my neighborhood, how busy my neighborhood gets. I mean,
Your
my
neighborhood's
neighborhood.
great for, like, people getting tractors out with hay
Oh, yeah.
bales and
It's-
riding around, four-wheelers pulling people.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So there were a lot of people, but not nearly what usually shows up. And I think what it was, a lot of people didn't do the drop off. We didn't have the other neighborhoods bussing in and offloading in our neighborhood. Everyone I saw was like neighborhood people. And then like I really enjoyed, and I hope people continue to do it, I really enjoyed the setting up in the yard or in the driveway.
It's kind of cool.
It's so much cooler, so much more efficient. Like, we covered so much ground because you
Yeah.
don't have to walk all the way up to each house and bang on the door. And we used to do that before we had kids. We set up in the backyard and hand candy over the fence because, like, who wants to hear their doorbell ring 100 times a night?
And
Like,
then you got to get up and
Yeah.
go do it. This way, you're just sitting outside sipping a whiskey, sitting
Yeah.
by a fire. Like, oh,
It's
looking
more
good,
enjoyable,
kids,
yeah.
looking good. Like, I enjoyed it.
dog doesn't freak out every time the doorbell rings. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure mine would still find a way to ruin the day.
Yeah, we did the whole. I'd make the trailer full of hay, put the beer coolers in there.
That's the
And
best.
all of the adults rode in the trailer. The kids didn't until the
Yeah.
very end of the neighborhood because they would get to the end of the neighborhood and they couldn't walk back. They're so tired.
Kids
whatnot.
are tired. You're like,
And
all
everybody
right.
just
Yeah.
piles in. But yeah, it's a good time.
yeah,
It
we had
was
trunk
good.
or treat during the day, and we had a lot of people there. It was a good time. We had a chili cook off. I did the hay rides. It was fun.
That's what I like to hear, man. I was glad to see how many people adapted, overcame, had a good old time. It was nice.
Is there one candy you won't eat?
There's a lot of candy I won't eat.
I don't like candy corn.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Did you see the little meme where somebody drew Trump on the candy corn because the top of it's orange? They drew his face.
No, that makes sense.
It was
actually.
pretty funny, actually.
That makes sense, actually. I like
I don't
that.
mess with anything with coconut. That all can.
Oh, dude,
Get
that's my
out.
Mounds. I love Mounds. That's my.
I wouldn't make fun of our two-term president.
So, breaking.
Breaking news, everybody.
It's
Now
official.
this is being recorded on Monday night.
The day before the election.
November
So we
2nd.
do not have any way of knowing, if he did win, but
We do have a way.
we have got the official word from Spirit Halloween that more Trump masks sold than Biden masks.
Yep.
And
Which-
for the last, 4 elections?
It doesn't
Yeah.
miss.
Something like that?
So we're breaking it now. No one will know we're breaking it because this
Yeah.
will come out on Friday, and they'll be like, no, schmuck, it was Biden.
Yeah.
Or, wow, they really knew. But it is Monday night, and we just got the word in that they sold more Trump masks. So
Yeah.
officially, if you go by the Spirit Halloween, he won it again. Kind of a shocker.
Congrats.
It's kind of a shocker. Yeah, that's I wouldn't have expected it, but then again, I also said Trump was not going to win last time. I was wrong. I didn't think he was going to win this time. Apparently, I was wrong yet again. And I'm good at being wrong.
Yeah.
It's kind of my specialty.
Yep.
So, let's see if that really holds true.
What was the who's the octopus that picks the Super Bowl?
Octi?
Yeah, or like
I
what
have
the,
no idea.
No, I was just trying to think of some of these.
They've had
you
a
know,
bunch over the
fame-
years
Yeah,
where,
strange
like,
things.
So and so the pig or whatever will pick whatever.
Yeah,
I can't imagine the one that still does. I mean, an octopus doesn't live very long, so I can't imagine it's the same one over and over. But I know what you're talking about.
yeah. You never know. I mean, this is gonna be the first time Spirit Halloween may be wrong.
Could be.
We'll find out tomorrow. Actually, we probably won't find out tomorrow. That's probably the reality.
Probably won't
of
know
it.
on Friday when this comes out.
Yeah, this will come out and they'll be like, "Oh, we don't really know the answer."
Yep.
So, but I also think Trump is polarizing enough that people would have bought the mask, love or hate,
Yes.
and I think that might be the difference here.
Yeah,
but
That's
we'll
good.
see.
That's a good call.
We'll see. He said it's held up, and I tend to believe him. He's
Yeah.
always-
I mean, it's a pretty true small. I mean, it's a pretty good sampling. I mean, everybody likes Halloween for the most part. Everybody's going in to buy something.
I was happy to hear from him that he said they had a banner year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Record year.
They did really well this year, so that's a good sign. People are still out there trying to celebrate, for better or worse, right?
Well, and he gets what? He said he gets like 2 weeks off, and he's got to get back at it again for
Yeah.
another year.
Yep.
So
Finding spots.
I hope he finds that Blanton's with an N and brings it on over. Is that what he needed, the N or the O?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was the O now that you say it. I think it was the O.
Okay. Well, I'd like him to come back by. I really like that guy.
Yeah.
Bring the whole set.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, don't mind if I
We
do.
let him take that other bottle. We like forced it on him, right? He offered it, and then we were like, "No, take it. It's okay." Or did we keep it?
I don't
I
recall.
think we had some.
I know we had some that night, but I
did
couldn't
he take
remember.
it home?
I think he offered us, and we were like, "No."
Stu, it would be inside of those doors if it's here. I got a funny feeling it's not here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we told him to take it. I think he was like being generous.
Oh, it would be obvious. It'd be.
Oh, it's here.
No, that's an old bottle of mine. Oh, I wonder if I had the piece he's looking for
That'd be hilarious.
all along. What is that?
This is. Shit, where do you keep it?
It's on the top, like by the leg of the horse. I think.
Oh. Shit, I can't even see.
So it's an O.
Let me
It's
see.
an O. He said O twice,
I know, I need a light, though.
or just
You can see it.
younger man's eyes.
It's a T.
Gross. We know that's not what he needed. Thank goodness. I would have felt bad had we had it
I know.
all along. You know, oh, you need Park Place? I've got Park Place right here. You're $1 million winner.
Boom.
Do you ever watch that movie McMillions?
I want to see it. Is it on Netflix or is it on a different one?
It was on HBO, but I wonder if it'll find its way to Netflix.
Yeah,
It was pretty good.
I want to see it. All I have is Amazon Prime and Netflix.
Nah, you got what you need.
Well, I have access to other ones, but I don't know how to access it, and I really don't care that much. Like, I got Apple Plus, and I don't know how to get into it. I'm just like, never mind. I got
There
enough.
you go.
The
There's
one
plenty in Netflix. Like,
yeah. I've been pretty impressed with, because I just started using it in the last 3 weeks, I guess, is YouTube TV.
Everyone I know who's converted to YouTube TV loves YouTube TV.
Because if you like to watch live television and not one...
Is that what it does? That's
Well,
the big advantage?
I mean, if there's something that's live, I mean, yeah, there's probably 30, 40 channels.
the only thing I watch live is sports. Everything else, I'd rather watch DVR.
Yeah, well, the sports are there.
That's cool. Yeah, you got to get that. You know what else we got going on tonight? I'm pretty excited about it.
Uh-oh.
This is our first week of the Duke.
Yeah.
The Duke has begun.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, there's a gentleman named the Duke. He's
Is today day one officially?
today was day one. I spoke
Okay.
to the Duke earlier today,
So he broke the seal.
and he told me that he opened up the Duke's mayonnaise, and he started the journey towards the toilet. The slow march.
I think he's going to be fine.
There's a really good chance that he is.
Do we have hot takes? Like, what's? I'm guessing he'll be fine.
I think there will be ramifications, but I don't think they'll be severe.
Do you have a day, like a?
My over
window?
under is did Mike Jackson said 10?
I think so.
I'm going to take the over on 10. I think it's
But
going to
as you said last week, the bottle says 24 hours and you die.
And you die.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a picture of all kinds of grossness. It's going to be good. Should we check in with the Duke?
I'm just reading the top signs that mayonnaise are bad. Mayonnaise going bad.
What is the signs?
So one is organic growth inside the jar, like mold or spores.
Gross.
Off or acidic, putrid smell.
Yeah.
A noticeable change of color to a darker shade of white or brownish yellow. And then fourth, it just says an off taste.
Diarrhea.
See, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But it says typically a jar of mayonnaise will last in the refrigerator 2 months open.
Oh, God. So it even has a shelf life in the fridge. Okay. No, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
That's
You ever
what
find stuff in your fridge that's like hella old or in your pantry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says should use it in the first 2 months. If you take a jar, open it, leave it open in the refrigerator.
Well, I say we check in.
All right.
I'd like to give him a
Yeah.
call.
Duke's is different because Duke's is real mayonnaise, so it's a real product. If you use like a fake, what's the other one, Miracle Whip or something, that might live forever.
I'm making a call. I'm making a quick phone call here.
We'll see if it works. We've never called someone. They
No.
usually call us. It says the Duke on your phone.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Okay.
This is the Duke.
Duke! That's what I'm talking about. What is going on, man? How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, man. Went 11-2 this week.
11 wins, 2 losses, so holes and looses.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Solid week.
solid week. Okay, so
Solid week.
let's chalk that up. So week
One.
no, this was the control
one.
week. Control week.
The control week was 11-2. What's up, Duke?
Yep, 11-2 this week. So
I wonder if
we're
he can hear us.
we're
Go
going
ahead.
to be doing good.
I like your attitude. So you're feeling pretty comfortable with your situation right now.
I'm feeling outstanding.
Yes. I like this attitude. So what exactly did you pick up? What kind of obviously it's Duke mayonnaise because the Duke only eats Duke mayonnaise.
Yeah, so I got an 18-ounce squeezable bottle of Duke's mayonnaise, and I will use my regular sandwich, during the week, every day. I'll put a tablespoon or so of Duke's mayonnaise on my sandwich, and if I'm not feeling a sandwich that day, then I'll just take a tablespoon right down my mouth.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
so you're officially, if the sandwich isn't happening that day, you're going to go somewhere for lunch. You're just going to take a scoop of mayo to the dome.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Dedication.
The dedication is deep on this one.
Duke, this is Troy. I think you're going to make it. I believe in you. I think your theory checks out. I think you will be able to leave it out the entire month and be fine.
I do too, and what we're going to learn is you're going to save on your refrigerator space.
That's right.
That's exactly right. Hey, can you hear Stu when he talks? Stu, say something.
Hey, Duke.
Yeah, barely. I can barely hear him.
That
All
is
right.
so weird.
That's just the one mic, I guess.
I don't know what that is. This, you buy an
It's
expensive.
it's. I can hear him faintly.
All right, so Stu, you'll just have to
I got nothing.
holler.
I got nothing.
All right, so you're feeling confident going into this. You think you're gonna just roll through that mayonnaise, come out on the other side a stronger man.
Absolutely. I think it's a no-brainer. I think once the mayonnaise is done, you'll learn that you can do this with ranch. You can do this with a lot of things.
Don't tempt me, Duke. Don't tempt me with a good time.
But the Duke will prove that the mayonnaise is okay, non-refrigerated.
That's exactly what I'm hoping.
I like
to
it.
hear. You hear the confidence
It
in his
is.
voice. Like he is
He's going for
Yeah.
it.
He is strong. That is a man who has not crapped in his pants in a long time. I like it. So the official tally, control week, 11-2.
11-2, and I'm pretty regular most of the time. I would attribute those the 2 L's was half a can of dip, 14 beers, a greasy pizza, and about 12 Zen, all within a 14-hour period.
Yeah, that'll do it every time. That's a recipe right there for an L.
That's exactly right. Were both L's on the same playing field?
Oh, both L's. One was at 2:30 in the morning, and then one was at noon.
Yep.
And then I was back on track with 3 W's the following day.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Does he have a whiteboard?
He does. He's got a whiteboard next to the toilet, and he's writing on it. His wife comes in like, what the hell is this? Don't worry about it.
Science.
This is science, guys. We're doing some real data here.
Real
like that.
data. Real life data.
Is everybody in your home aware of what's happening?
Yeah, they think it's a horrible idea, but this is science.
Brandon just spit his beer everywhere. Did you have to mark up your Duke's Mayo, leave on counter so no one picks it up and throws it in the fridge for you?
Oh, it's in a corner, Troy. It's hidden kind of.
Nice.
It's only my mayonnaise because we have another tub of mayonnaise in the fridge, so nobody will want to use this room temperature mayonnaise.
This is great.
This is
I think
great.
the Duke has a plan.
He's thought it out.
I think he's looking good. I
Yeah.
feel good about his confidence level. He's got 18 ounces. Now, I went in and I checked my Duke's mayonnaise. I have an 8-ounce bottle.
Ooh.
And then I looked at the big jug, the standard jug, and that's 32.
Yeah.
So, he's roughly
He's right in the middle.
half.
I like that he's putting it in the corner, keep it out of direct sunlight.
Okay, so there's a disclaimer
Okay, hold on. Stu's giving us a disclaimer here.
for the mayonnaise. It says, per the U.S. Department of Agriculture, once you've opened up a bottle and you leave it at room temperature, after 8 hours, you should throw it away.
Well, 8 hours is not
Not happening for the Duke.
I like it.
This is going to be good.
Duke, you're doing the Lord's work, my friend.
I mean, do we truly believe that if you leave mayonnaise out for 8 hours, it's bad? I mean, no one believes that, right? That's just the USDA going above and beyond.
Right.
Yeah, that's for wimps.
That's big mayonnaise trying to make you buy more mayonnaise.
Exactly.
Yeah, Big Mayonnaise is in with the GE guys. They're
Yep.
selling refrigerators. We don't need this.
We don't need all this.
We've got squeeze bottles, and it is the squeeze bottle, right?
It is a squeeze bottle, 18 ounces.
That's good.
And like I said, I just, it's probably a tablespoon or so of mayonnaise every day. Normally I eat a sandwich every day for lunch. Like I said, if I get sick of a sandwich, then I'll just tablespoon it in.
We're looking good.
That's
Well, so far I like your record. 11-2 is a strong record. I think you're looking good right now. I think you might have the intestinal fortitude for this. Someone with an 11-2 record. If I had to do that, I'd be 2-11. I am a nightmare down there. So
Well, he's tracking it, too, with the science. The L's, like you said, came off what would have been
they
an
were
L.
back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, I ate a near raw hamburger last week on a Wednesday. Didn't phase me. W's the next day.
Yep.
W's, just winning. Just winning. I like it. Well, Duke, I appreciate, or the Duke. I don't want to start calling you Duke. That is,
Yeah, it's the Duke.
I'm aware. I don't want to use your.
That's what his license plate says.
Yeah, I've got to use his full name. It says it on his. He's like McLovin.
Yeah.
He's got that on his license. It says
The
the
Duke.
Duke.
The deuce.
Cops pull
Well, I
him
look
over.
forward to reporting to you guys next week. I feel like the Duke's going to be still in the W column.
That's what I like to
it.
hear.
I like it.
Hell yeah, the Duke. Well, look, thank you so much for your time. We'll be calling you next week. I'm excited that you've decided to take this on and solve a first world question for us. And that's all.
And we will allow some L's on the weekend after a bender. That's a given.
Yeah, exactly. So the Duke will prevail.
Hey, Duke, I got one more question for you. What are the
Yes,
odds
sir.
what is the odds that you would grow a mustache with us during this for M4K Richmond?
100%. I'm in.
The
Yes.
Duke, the Duke,
Chalk it up.
That is a man right there.
That's right.
That
a
is
team
a man.
player.
All right, so you're going to grow a mustache while eating unrefrigerated mayonnaise for a month. The timing is
Absolutely. Yes, sir. This is the most important year.
We're glad to have you on Team ITPH.
Heck yeah, man. Look, thank you so much, dude. Welcome to the team, and I wish you more W's.
All the best.
Well, thanks, guys, and I look forward to talking to y'all next week.
Sounds good. We'll
Later.
talk to you soon.
Good.
All right, bye.
All right. Bye.
Well,
The Duke.
I love it.
His
That's
attitude is strong, right?
When you came up with this premise, I was like, what is this? But after the call-in, I'm all in. I'm liking this. I'm liking the challenge.
It's a good challenge, and he's all in, and he's going to grow a mustache.
Yes.
So he's one of us. He's also not one of us because I would never eat mayonnaise that's been out for.
I just hope he's right, because I'm reading. The more I read into this research about what goes wrong with mayonnaise,
That's the problem. There's much that could go wrong if you really run the numbers. It's not a great scene, but at the same time, it's a great scene.
this is
Yeah.
good. This is good.
Speaking of mustaches, we're all we didn't even talk about. We're all clean shaven right now.
Yeah, we look.
Weird.
Yeah, well, Stu looks normal
Yes.
because he shaves.
Yeah.
I shave every 4 days, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, like this is the baby face I'm used to.
Have you ever had a beard? I don't know if I've ever seen you with a beard. I see you with a goatee.
He had a beard
bachelor
last year
the
for a
bachelor
little
party you and I went to.
Did you have a beard?
Yeah, sat out there on the porch with you. I got a picture of it. It's pretty nasty.
So you don't like yourself with a beard, is what you're saying?
Oh, it depends. I mean, it just gets a little scraggly. I got some spots that don't grow in full like yours
Uh-huh.
on the side, so it's a little tough. I mean, but my beard grows like super fast.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that part, but yeah, participating in a full-on beard is tough for me.
Yeah. Brendan and I made the big leagues yesterday.
How so?
Your video and my video got shared on the M4K page.
That's
Oh, I don't know anything about
Yeah,
that.
Saw
it got
that.
put out on the Facebook page.
I'm sure I did not look good.
You and I did for the listeners. You and I did a time lapse of shaving our beards off and sent
pre-
it
it
to
looked pretty
the
good.
M4K.
I did. And so you tear down that fourth wall. I was with the Duke the night before. I stayed up till 3 a.m,
planning his week.
which is why he had a couple L's come Sunday. In fact, I remember leaving probably about 2:30 in the morning, and he's like, well, I need to go upstairs. So
Yeah.
I was there just prior to the first L of his week.
Nice.
So, but he sounds like he's got the gut for this.
Yeah.
Only 2 L's.
Yeah,
but
my,
it was a rough night, so I'm not surprised.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt with the squeeze bottle
It
because
helped.
it seals,
That's
little sealed up, little
That's our logic, and as long as the air doesn't come back in, like it doesn't bubble in and go up to the top. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but it's got to burp itself one time, or else you can't be able to squeeze it all out. Maybe.
it depends on the kind of squeeze bottle. So if it's the squeeze bottle that's more hard, then it burps. But they also make ones that are like, you ever seen those like bags that have the frosting in it and you pour it out the side? Like we have one of those inside. It squeezes down to
Just goes.
nothing, so no air would come back in.
Like a toothpaste.
Yeah.
Just depends on what bottle the old Duke got. We shall see. But yeah, we've
Here's
got
a 5-gallon jug of lunch mayonnaise.
Yeah, here's the Costco size. Get on in there. So this week though, we've had some new additions to the team that I'm
Yeah.
very excited about. One is the Duke.
Yep.
That's a great score for us. And I know you got a buddy on
Yeah,
the team.
I got. I'm hoping to get more. Look, guys, as this comes out on Friday, we're still accepting teammates, and we're trying to grow ITPH into the biggest, baddest team
I agree.
around.
So my buddy Jason just jumped in.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jason. I just before we went on the air, I talked to him and confirmed, and he said, "You know what? I'm
Yeah,
doing it."
so looking at our page right now, we're already at the top of the leaderboard as far as teams go, and we have 8 members. We have Brandon back, of course. We have, and this is who's registered yet. Stu's going to join. He hadn't registered yet.
Just sent the email.
There's of course me, Ely, and Brendan. We got a rookie, Chris, firefighter from Richmond.
The
So
Duke. Don't use the Duke's name.
no, we got the Duke. Chuck is back.
Yep.
Chuck, the Andy Reid lookalike.
Yep.
Joe the chef is back.
Great.
Sweet.
Yeah, and the Duke. So that's who's registered, and of course we know we have more coming. So again, if you would like to join, you don't have to be in Richmond. Hit us up. Go to m4krichmond.org. register, get on the ITPH page, and have a
Sign
good
up.
time. Yeah,
Get on in there, man. We would certainly love to have you.
come
That
be
is
a
for
part
sure.
of a winning team.
or just a team.
We're gonna win.
No, we're not. And I'm not saying that like Nancy
But
negative.
there's other
Debbie
things.
Downer.
We might not raise the most money, but
That's what I mean.
We could get a Wolf Award.
Yes, we could do a lot by bringing more people
Yes.
in, getting them to participate.
Yes.
That's a big deal. But there are a couple teams there that are old school. You know, these dudes have been doing it since '03. Those guys pull in
Oh yeah,
tens of thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
sometimes in a single donation. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's hard to compete with that. So I do temper expectations when it's like the number one.
I want us to
raising
be
team.
the biggest team. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I think that's actually
Yeah.
doable because we're the coolest.
By far.
So I would like to think that we could at least raise a big team
Yeah.
this year. I see you're wearing all the gear. You've got your Grander pin on. You've got the,
Yep. I got
the-
my
the
Ask
button.
Me.
You got your hat
Got the
on.
hat. Yeah.
I need to break out my T-shirt.
I guess it is time for me to start wearing all the gear. Dude, that time lapse video, that was the morning after the 3 a.m. night. And I woke up and I just staggered into the bathroom and was like, I gotta shave. And just, I looked at that video afterwards and I was like, that dude looks like he's dying.
Oh yeah. I was rough, dude. My face was bleeding all over the place.
I was just getting
not-
ready to say the video though. It stops just in time for you to where you're not like
You don't see the
shown-
blood?
The blood
Yeah.
started to come.
I believe me. I was aware. I was like, turn this way so you can't see the blood coming down my face.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
my
little
face
rough.
did not appreciate it.
And my face hates being shaved.
Yeah.
Like it's really just not a good thing. Shaving is painful, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're scraping the hair out of your skull.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're
it's,
dragging a razor across your skin.
yeah, it's just not awesome.
No.
No matter how you slice it. Get it, slice it.
Well, the mustache thing, like, a lot of people shave every day for work. I don't. So, like, and you don't. Like, a lot of our teammates, we have beards. So it's a big deal for us to shave our beards for this. Like, to me, it's it's a bigger deal than, like, the guy who shaves every day for work and is like, okay, I'm just
Yeah.
going to grow a mustache for this 1 month.
Well, still equally as awkward for that person to grow the mustache.
Yeah, but when I shave my beard off, people don't recognize me. Like, they freak out.
No, you look totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have a little baby face.
And I have a lot of it. That's the problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Too much face.
And the funny thing is, somehow the beard makes your face smaller,
I know.
which is very odd.
That's what all of us bearded guys know.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for December. But until that time comes, we are raising money for
That's
M4K.
right.
Probably the
Wouldn't have it any other way.
premier philanthropic organization, charitable organization here in Richmond. All of the money that we raise, anyone who donates, it goes directly to children's charities here in the area. 100% of every dollar you donate goes directly to it.
Yep.
It can't be said for too many organizations. So if you get a chance, head over to m4k.org. Check out all the charities that we're donating.
M4krichmond.org.
I apologize. That is correct. m4krichmond.org. Go look at all the different charities that are there. And,
It takes 2 seconds. I mean, I just did it myself. Log in, type your information, pay your registration fee, and you're in. And select inside the pallet house, and you're firing up.
And if you're not growing, allow this to be the first of what's about to be a month of me hitting you up. with
That's right.
donations. So you can always find the Inside the Pallet House page. Pick anybody from the team. Really, we don't mind and do it. And if you want to leave a comment, you can bust our balls right there in a public forum.
That's right.
And just keep it kind of clean. We do send this to our families,
Yeah.
but inside jokes are always welcome. I remember a couple Roseanne comments a few years ago that would definitely fly under the radar of a family member, but helped me cry myself to sleep.
Hit home.
Yeah, exactly. So we are in the mix of it. We are
We're
shaving.
in.
We're shaving. Our faces hurt. We're cold.
Yeah, I was out on a job site
I'm
today and my face was freezing.
That's what's gonna happen.
I'm just
Yep.
getting ready to blend in Nashville.
Oh, you're gonna look damn good with
Yeah.
a mustache. You're gonna look real nice. I would recommend picking up a
Pair of
cowboy-
boots?
and a hat.
I like
I got
having
the
a
hat.
mustache more than being clean shaven. Like, to me, the most awkward is the clean shaven look.
Yeah, I did it for the
Yeah.
first 18 years of my life.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
People tell me every year, all the M4K guy goes, "You look right with a mustache. Like, you look like you should have a mustache." And I'm like, "You're used to seeing me with a full beard, so it kind of makes sense."
Blends in.
Fortunately for me, I have Santa Claus disease. You don't even see my mustache till you get up real close to me.
Yeah.
So from a distance, I look perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing and a curse in some respects. It certainly breaks my heart with my beard because it just doesn't look great anymore.
Yeah.
I'm certainly getting old, but when you're growing a mustache, it's real nice. It
You
doesn't
should
really
throw a little Just for Men in there.
So I have a little like upstairs.
Yeah, I have some.
I was debating on that, but maybe just during that last week.
Whatever. I mean, to me, that's not cheating.
Go with a little autumn red coloring.
Yeah, a little something, little something. I don't know. I might do it this year. I might
Go
let
with
my
just
mustache
straight
pop.
black shoe polish look. Like, make
What?
it so it doesn't
Oh,
match
it
your
doesn't
hair
even
and eyebrows at all. Like,
Drapes
it
don't
looks
match.
like a stick-on mustache from across the room.
What I
Drapes,
haven't
drapes don't match the curtains.
Yeah.
never have. What I haven't decided is if I'm going extra thick, try to let it walrus over the lip,
Uh-huh.
or if I want to go honest to goodness, like dye it pencil thin.
Uh-huh.
Really make that pencil thin pop.
So when I was shaving, I mean, granted, I'd only had like a 4-day beard, but I started shaving clean. I'm debating on whether or not to have the corners come down, on the
I prefer
or
a
have
corner
it straight across.
corner come down is a better look.
Yeah.
Just a short corner. You just turn the corner a little.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You
I
don't go
guess.
deep into like a full on
Fu Manchu
Hell's
style,
Angel.
yeah.
You just kind of just let it.
Depends on the costume for the end of the month.
I haven't decided what my costume is for the end of the month.
I
Which
never know mine.
I have to see what the mustache brings.
I do have an idea for this year.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah, I was thinking about I might do like no mustache. Just look like a normal person. Show up to the last one.
Who's this guy?
Gotcha. No, I'll be growing. I'm gonna look super sharp.
Real nice.
Speaking of big wins, got us a deli.
Oh, did
no.
you now?
Got us a deli. I have been notified that we have had like 5 really high scoring beers the last few weeks. So I went out on a limb this week.
We need a dumpster fire now.
I'm not saying it's going to be a dumpster fire, but I'm saying it's going to be different, and we'll have to see how it does. This is the Victory Golden Monkey,
Did you see that number on there?
9.5.
Yeah.
I need to go home.
9.5. You're not going to be welcome in your home after the Golden Monkey from Victory.
This has been around. This isn't new.
This beer has managed to stay quite popular for quite some time.
Yeah, I think I've had
Wow.
this at some point. I do not remember anything about it. The box says Belgian-style triple ale with added spice, which that kind of scares me.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Mystical flavors to enlighten you. What does that even mean?
I don't know, but it's got.
So you bought this expecting the L.
No, I didn't. I didn't anticipate an L. I just expected a more difficult road. Now, if it gets to Victory, then it will prove that it can do a very different style beer and get to Victory.
Can you read? Is it on the website? Can you read whatever it says on there, Stu?
Let's see here. Actually, here we go. So 9.5 on the alcohol. It's a malt pilsner. The hops is Tettnang. Is that something, Brendan, you got there? T-E-T-T.
Sorry, I was
Tettnang.
grimacing.
As you did. So it says nose is loaded with Belgian yeast characters of banana and clove with an equally fruity body balanced with light, earthy hop character. Savor notes of orange and spice followed by a dry finish.
Yeah,
It's got all those things.
yeah. I was gonna say, it was going down my gullet when he was reading that. And I'm going, yeah, every one of those things,
It has every one of those things.
all the things.
It does.
It really does. It's one of the few beers where they rattled off a bunch of flavors, and I'm like, yeah,
It says a mix of magical spices resulting in a mystical flavor that will enlighten your senses.
Yeah, in the same way, hitting your hand with a hammer will enlighten your senses.
Yeah, this will get your pain receptors pinging.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bit my penis. I felt that.
This
With all that's going on, I'm glad it's a 9.5 on the alcohol side.
Yeah, don't get too close to open flame.
the thing is, it's like usually you see the beers with the added spices because it doesn't have all that other going on, and then it's like, oh, we have all this. Now let's throw in some spices. Like, you didn't need to do that. There's already a ton of flavors going on in there.
This beer is a perennial favorite in the sense that it's always in the store.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere you go. This stuff sells like hotcakes.
It's crazy.
People love the Victory Golden Monkey. Now, they have another one that they do every once in a while where they make it stronger.
What?
Yeah,
Huh?
they do. They make a version where they really kick it up, and that one's harder to find. It's like the triple Golden Monkey or something.
I mean, if I didn't know it by what you just said and reading it here, I wouldn't assume that this is a year-round beer. I would think it's definitely, colder weather.
There's
Every time I taste a spice in something, I'm thinking that's fire pit weather.
this would be
And the high octane to like warm you up from the inside out.
I can't feel my toes, but I'm doing okay.
I don't know if one of you guys wants to start this or if I don't want to influence anything with my description.
Well,
I don't know if
they've got the hear no evil, see no evil, peace. I don't know. What do you call that thing on the front? It's a takeoff of that.
It's a weird
Hindu.
monkey, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got like the third eye,
Right.
The all-seeing, all-knowing eye. It's it's got a lot going on.
I mean, it's not bad marketing, but it looks like a cheap label.
The
I'll
only
just
thing
go
that
with
the only thing that isn't right about this label is it says victory on it. Taste victory.
That's the brewer.
There is a neat little thing on the side, though. It says the malt is a Pilsner, hops is the Tettnang, and it says brewmaster's approval. And it just says, and like script, Bill and Ron. That's it. Bill and Ron
Oh,
approve.
good. Bill and Ron.
It used to be Mo and Ron.
I'll go first. Bo, I got it.
Hit the
I'll go first. The first taste of this, I didn't like it.
Okay.
So I'm about, what would you say, a fifth into this bottle?
Yeah.
And it's getting worse. It has so many flavors, and then the dry finish just makes, like, I'm just sitting over here going,
Every
like,
fucking time.
it doesn't taste awful. It just has so much going on. So I don't want to say it's like a 1 or a half or something, but like, if a 2.5 is a good average beer, it's definitely below that. So a 1.5 maybe. I mean, I don't. There's not much I like about this beer.
Excellent.
So wait, had you had this beer before, Brendan?
Yeah.
Like when?
I had this beer when I was a young man, and it was before I liked Belgian-style beers.
Right.
And so I recall thinking, I hate this beer.
The only good thing about it is it is a bit like
The
you
banana?
can kind of taste that Belgian style beer, which
Yeah.
we tend to like. But
Yeah.
then everything else comes in after, and it's just
So I used to, not like the Belgian-style beers.
because
And
you thought it was this.
And I remember, maybe so. And so I had this, and I was like, ugh. But then, since then, I've really started to appreciate the Belgian beers.
Yeah.
And so I thought to myself, I should probably go back and revisit the Victory Golden Monkey because it is so beloved that maybe.
So it's been long enough to where this wasn't planned for us to.
No, I haven't had this beer in 2 decades,
Okay.
or maybe a little less than that. We'll call it 15 years.
Yeah,
And I just thought, I
and
got
it's still around. So you're like, it must be
And I
a
honestly,
perennial all-star.
I get in beer circles and people talk about this beer. Even brewers will bring up this beer as like a quintessential Belgian style.
Do you think they
beer.
bring it up because they're brew nerds and they're just impressed with the amount of flavors in it? Like,
Yeah, it's a pretty good example of a triple outside of adding some other stuff. So, Stu, what do you think of this beer?
Well, what's kind of funny is, like when Troy was saying, when I was reading it and he was drinking it, I can taste everything that they described the beer with. I can taste it
Yeah.
all right, but that was in those first 2 sips. Now that I've had like half the bottle, I'm not like some of the spices either overpowering, but it's kind of like bland. It's kind of gone away. Maybe it's just because it's wearing off. But I'll give it a 2 just because it's a beer. It's 9.5%, and I don't even know how to describe it. It's just funky. I don't know if that's.
does it taste 9.5% to you?
Yeah.
To me, it's not as boozy as I thought it would be.
Yeah,
I don't taste the alcohol. To tell you that much, it's covered up with everything else.
This beer is the beer version of getting a blowjob through a glory hole and then walking around the other side to find a goat.
A goat. Worse than a dude.
It's a goat. You know,
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, what have I done? That's kind of how I feel about this. I don't like this beer. Maybe that was a little harsh.
Maybe.
But I hate this beer. I hated it then. Now I'm having it again. I hate this beer. I like the banana flavor.
Yeah.
I think that's really potent. It really comes through. I don't know what spices they put in there, but whatever those are,
Yeah.
burn them.
Yeah.
Not
That's
good.
what comes through on the back end.
It leaves an aftertaste in my mouth
Yep.
that every time I breathe, I have to then again deal with
That's
the
true.
crappy
Yeah.
spice that's in that.
Now that you think, I didn't think about that, but
And I think that is partly the alcohol drying out your mouth. There's
Yeah.
so much booze in there that it's just cutting through everything and just leaving a trail of just crappy spices and whatever horrible hop. You said that was like the Tenang hop or
Yeah.
something?
yeah,
Okay.
Tetnang.
I would never
Yeah.
I never want that hop in my beer.
Yeah, it's gross.
It is foul.
It's the
This-
the Tet offensive.
This thing, it doesn't do malty very well. It doesn't do hoppy very well. It does banana very well. It does a burning, crappy sensation that should not happen very well.
Is it like a nutmeg or cinnamon spice in it?
Like Cinnamag. Like
Yeah.
it's some
Yeah.
some offspring of the two.
Yeah,
But-
because they wouldn't use a regular one.
I do like the aroma.
I love the aroma. When I opened it, I
was like,
Yeah.
this is cool.
When I opened it, I was like, I'm wrong. I was wrong. I was pleasantly surprised. The fact that I'm finishing it means it's not the worst, right?
Oh, I'm finishing it out of respect for you and your wallet.
Oh, yeah, this stuff is not cheap.
Yeah, I'm sure you paid $12 for the 6-pack.
Where did you pick
If
it
that
up?
was the over-under, I'd take the over. No, I had to go into a real store, like not just my little mart that I go to.
Wasn't Total Wine grocery store?
I went to Publix. I knew they
Okay.
had it because the other day I remember walking through there,
Seeing it.
picking up some Miller Lite, and I looked over and went, "They still sell that crap?"
Yeah.
And then today I was like, "You know what? I know where they have it." I don't like the beer. I don't hate the beer to the point that I would not finish it.
So Stu gave it a 2. I gave it a 1.5. And I'm with you. I'm gonna finish it. It's not spit out. It's not that bad, but I don't enjoy drinking
a one
it.
would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a 1.5. It still has some qualities of a Belgian style triple that I enjoy. It's all the other things that I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say 1.5.
They started with a good base and then wrecked it.
Yeah. It's like finding a Band-Aid in an ice cream cake. Like
Yeah. At the end of it.
Yeah, it's like it started good, but no.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, why is there
At
a
the
Band-Aid
bottom.
in here? Yeah, so 1.5 for me. I think the Golden Monkey can go screw.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
They got a lot of monkey beers on their site. Sour Monkey, Twisted Monkey,
Oh, that's
Tart
their
Monkey.
thing.
But that's what I'm saying. People love it. People
Yeah.
love the Golden Monkey. And so I was wondering if I was wrong. And I wanted to see what you guys would think. And like I said, I know we've had a record of some really good beers lately. So I wanted to go out on a limb,
Yeah.
see if we could do something. You okay? Did you just chew on the microphone right there? What the hell was that? You good, dude?
Just trying to read a little bit. Got too close.
You can say that.
He's reading his mic? What is happening? With
Reading
his
with-
mouth?
Yeah.
I chipped my tooth. How? Reading.
Yeah, I need to
Silently.
use some earbuds instead of these damn headphones.
Ugh. Okay.
Well, you brought us back down to earth, so I appreciate that.
So we're at
Ugh, my mouth, man.
Yeah.
a 1.6.
Yeah, this
Yeah, something like that.
like, oh, it was a goat. That's all
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I shouldn't have done that. That's all I'm thinking right now.
The goat surprise.
You know who is the goat?
Who's the GOAT?
John Lester.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, your boy. I saw that.
John Lester.
I
So
know-
you know when I went fishing the other
he
day?
didn't buy any victory.
No, because he's the goat. He's the right goat. So there's two different goats in this equation.
Tell the listeners who John Lester is in
Yeah.
case they forgot.
John Lester is a Hall of Fame pitcher.
Is he?
Yeah, because he won it in Boston. Then he went to Chicago. He won it there. He was on both the teams that broke the curse. I think
Yeah.
that in and of itself
Yeah.
is going to make him Hall of
Yeah.
Fame. You know,
That's quite the.
it is.
I mean, just buy a home in Boston, a home in Chicago, and just go back and forth and eat for free everywhere
And he
you
can.
go.
Right.
so I just took a sip of that beer. It's burning a little.
No, I'm trying to finish it.
So it is getting worse.
Yeah.
When I went fishing the other day, I was out on that boat when I didn't catch anything and I watched everyone else catch fish.
Oh, when you were down in
Yeah,
not Myrtle Beach.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was out on that boat, and actually the captain was talking to me, and he saw one of my daughters had a Cubs hat on, and he was like, "Oh, you like the Cubs?" And he was like, "I had a Cubs player on here just the other day,"
Oh, wow.
and
That checks out. The Cubs player would be in Myrtle Beach.
oh, John Lester, yes. So John Lester's a good old boy,
Yeah.
and he was like, "You know who it was?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah. Let's see. The Cubs been around for 140 years.
But then he said, well, he's one of your World Series pitchers, one of the best pitchers you ever had. And he goes, and he is also one of the best pitchers the Red Sox ever had.
Did you say from the 1918 team?
Yeah, exactly. Was it Tinkers, Evers, or Chance? All those names check out. Go back 1908.
Yeah, whatever the year was.
I just know that because Tinkers threw the ball to Evers, who then got the play at second and threw it to Chance at first.
To end the game.
So the
Yeah.
double play that won the game was Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Anybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody.
So
Everybody.
and so he was like, well, he was also one of the guys helped Boston break the curse. And I was like, you had John Lester on your boat? And he was like, I did. And he said he was a really good dude, but kind of intense. I was like, that's exactly the
Yeah.
dude
Damn.
that I know. But John Lester has always kind of been like a beer swilling,
Yeah.
like kind of hard ass, but focused on the mound. Like he's calm and cool until he snaps, and then his emotions are on his sleeve, and he's like, I will eat you, and comes at people. So he's always been a fan favorite, to say the least, in Chicago.
Yep.
Well, they didn't pick up his option this year. $25 million for next year, and they decided to let him walk because I think we're going to enter into a weird.
So
rebuild.
he's still playing.
Yeah, he'll have another team next year. He's
Okay,
still
so
at top of his
he's
game.
future Hall of Famer.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. He'll get one more contract and ride out 4 more
Do you
years
know what
somewhere.
part of the order he was? Was he a starter
He's
still?
a pitcher.
I know, but was he like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like-
He's a starter. He was
yeah,
in a
he's an ace.
3-hole? I
well,
mean, he's not-
2020 doesn't really count, but he's a 3-3 wins losses, 5.1 ERA.
so he's a back end starter.
That was just this year, but his career is 3.6.
Yeah, he's a stud, but yes, he's tailing. He's
Yeah.
tailing. But he has that big game, cred. He can get out there, he can handle the moment. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And so a contender likes a guy like John Lester.
Yeah.
Well, he went back to Chicago and decided he wanted to kind of repay the same. Like people, they'll leave a team and they'll either buy a billboard and it's like, thank you so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
to
yeah.
the fans, or they'll put a full page in the paper, like
Yeah.
something to kind of say, I love you, thank you for all
Yeah.
the support. Well, John Lester did it in his own way. He went to 3 different bars in Wrigleyville over the holiday. It was one. I thought there were 3 different tabs.
Yeah, same bar.
3 different tabs, same bar.
Hopsmith Tavern in Chicago at North 15th.
Rock and roll. So he went into the Hopsmith Tavern over Halloween weekend.
So 3 different times?
No, he's just got a bunch of tabs at the same bar.
This dude bought, make sure I don't get this wrong, after tip, $47,000 of Miller Lite.
Wow.
That's my man.
That's a lot of Miller Lite.
That's a lot of people who are, that's social distance too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause
No.
No, Chicago's pretty locked down.
Not when they find out that John Lesser's in
Buying
the bar.
beers?
Yeah, buying
Yeah.
beers.
You're like, this is the hill I'm going to die
Yep.
on. Let
This
me in.
I'm sure they were over occupancy by the time it was all said and done with.
That dude bought, does it say how many Miller Lights he bought, Stu?
So Lester shared that he put, let's see, 1,372 Miller Lite beers on his tab, bringing his grand total to 4,838 beers from Friday to Sunday at the same place.
So he kept going back to Hopsmith
Right.
Tavern.
So he
running
spent
tabs.
30
That's what it
Wow.
was.
$31,000 and gratuity
tipped-
was 16 grand.
And he tipped 34% because that's his number
Wow.
to help out the people at the bar.
That's pretty awesome.
That's a stand-up way to go out of town.
That is.
He went on a 3-day binge and brought everyone with him.
Yeah.
Respect.
He could have said, "Screw you guys! You didn't take my option. I'm out of here."
No,
Yeah.
but he loves
Yeah.
the fans. Like he's always been a big. He loves the Boston family. He loves the
Look,
the Chicago
you win a
family.
title. You win a title in any town. You're a hero. Like
You are.
So you're actually. He could probably get that money back in spades just by hanging out in Chicago. Like,
I think that's
he'll
what he's
never
doing.
pay for a meal. He'll never pay for a beer. Like,
In 2 cool towns.
yeah.
Like he can do that in Boston or Chicago.
Too bad they're both cold as hell.
Oh, I was just about to say that. What a miserable. Like,
yeah.
He needs to go to Florida and win one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or California.
Yeah.
So you're correct, Brendan, and I'm correct. He did spend one day 3 times at Hopsmith Chicago, but he went to Hopsmith, Log Tavern, Butch McGuire's, Shenanigans, and he just tweeted out to everybody from October 30th to November 1, I'm going to be repaying my fans back for 6 years and buying everybody a beer. Meet me there.
This guy rules.
That's impressive.
So I'm using the word goat in a very different format. Was my whole point. He's the
not
goat.
not to go to another side of the.
Not the
Yeah.
victory monk, the golden monkey
Yeah.
goat, the other goat.
Jeez Louise. But he signed $155 million with the Cubs was what he signed on a 6-year deal that they're not renewing. He can afford the Miller Lights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he can afford it.
Do you
And
know the
he-
one team he played for between Boston and Chicago?
Some losers.
Yeah, Oakland.
There you go. Moneyball.
Yep.
Didn't work out.
No, that unfortunately did not. He's not buying beers in Oakland.
Gosh, how many people? I guess there weren't a lot. Like Epstein was involved in both of those.
So it's Epstein, and Epstein went and got Lester.
Yeah.
Like he kept
Yeah.
pushing for him. He's like, come on, man, you know what?
Yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to win this thing. And Lester was like, you know what? I believe Epstein can do it. Break another curse. So Epstein's Hall of Famer. You can't find a general manager who has that kind of sway.
No.
I mean, that dude's the man.
To win 2 titles and 2.
In the 2 most cursed baseball
Yeah, yeah.
towns. Like he's Hall of Fame. They should actually change the whole damn name of the whole place, the Epstein Hall of Fame.
Again, with 2 cold ass miserable. Like, I've never been to both of them. I hear they're amazing. I assume they're amazing, but they're both cold as hell for half the year. So, like, it'd be one thing to win in Miami or L.A. or somewhere like that.
I can't speak to Boston either. It's actually on my bucket list. Like it's a place that I'm desperately trying to be. I've never been, and everyone tells me you're gonna love this town.
Do you think he's going to do what Brady did? Find a team that's warmer weather to extend his career? Because Brady gone from New England to Tampa.
The difference is that I think playing quarterback's a little different. Like
Yeah.
every other position in football, it's absolutely miserable. You get beat up, you're out of there by 30.
True.
Quarterback, like you're not allowed to touch them anymore. They kind of get to extend their career a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
it's crazy. I read that the average career for an NFL player is 3 years.
Yeah. And baseball, you know, pitching is tough. And now that they're taking steroids out of it, I think
Boo.
they're going to take You know, the
Sucks.
pitchers don't. Their careers don't last because they're the ones. It was the mashers and the pitchers that really benefited the most, like the big hitters and the big pitchers, because you can heal faster.
I was
and that's
gonna
the whole
say the
thing.
steroids, like everybody always assumed it was for the muscle. It's for the healing.
Recovery time.
And that's That's why pitchers can't pitch they have to wait 3 days because it's
Yeah.
all about
5
healing.
days.
So you just accelerate that healing process, and boom, you're a young man again.
Which, not that I'd want to keep it this way, but the World Series was interesting to watch because the managers had to, because it was 7 days in a row. I mean, well, it was.
I didn't watch a
They only had
game.
one. They only had 1 day. It was 7 games. They had 1 day break because both teams were at a neutral site down in Texas, and they played 7, 8, 9 days.
They didn't have all the travel days.
They didn't have the travel days and have
That's kind of awesome. I
I
didn't
was
even
just
realize
disappointed that the freaking Dodgers won when the Rays had never, won a World Series. I always root for the guys who've never won.
that. For a guy who didn't watch a single second of the World Series, I was pulling for the Dodgers, but I mean that's mostly because honestly, our boy Jason Flores out in California, like I know he's been rooting for the Dodgers, and so I was like, I want him to win one.
Yeah.
That was kind of my only tie to the entire
He's still
situation.
out there. He moves every couple years.
Yeah, he's still out in California.
He was in Japan, Singapore.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always.
He's a traveling man.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
But I only watched 2 games. I watched the Game 7 of the Braves and Dodgers.
It was a
And
good
then-
series.
And then I watched like the 3rd game of the series. But
We just put all of us just finished our victory, Golden
Finally.
Monkeys,
not a victory.
and I see them sitting on the bar, and I was just thinking to myself,
Took like 30 minutes to drink, for each of us to drink that beer. That's how bad it was.
I was just thinking though that means I'm gonna have 3 stupid Golden Monkeys in
Yep.
my bar. And
You'll have to pawn them off to everybody else.
Oh, the next big beer nerd that comes over,
Yeah.
I won't say anything outside of. I'll just say I have Golden Monkey.
I need your
Like Terrence.
opinion on this. Yeah.
Terrence, I bet Terrence will be like, "Ooh, Golden Monkey."
Yeah, he
Like,
would.
My gut
Really?
hurts.
yeah, no, I'm.
Like I'm about to have an L.
Terrence likes to.
I'm gonna have
Terrence
an L.
likes to talk about how he doesn't drink. He doesn't like American domestics, but he's been drinking them. He's a lot of talk.
He's coming around.
Oh yeah. There's something to be said for American domestic beer,
Oh,
light beer.
I've got a horrible beer issue right now. 2020 has ruined something else for me.
No.
Fuck 2020.
Add another thing to the list.
Here it comes. And this one affects me more than it probably affects anyone else. But Guinness had created those tall cans, right?
Yeah.
And they have that widget at the
The
bottom.
nitrogen widget. Yeah.
You open it and you hear that
Yeah.
and it starts coming through. Due to supply chain issues due to COVID,
No.
they've
No.
had to get rid of
No.
the widget in the bottom of the Guinness draft cans.
So you can't do
What?
Guinness then.
They have a floating widget, which is what they use in the little bottles,
Uh-huh.
which is good. It's not as good.
Yeah.
That widget at the bottom is the only thing I've ever seen that has managed to replicate the beauty of a draft Guinness. And
Yeah.
they really did it. They can't get their hands on
And they
them.
say don't even, you can drink it out of the can. You didn't have to like pour it out.
Well, with the can, they actually tell you should. The bottle one,
Oh,
with
the bottle's the
floating,
one, yeah.
you can
Yeah.
just drink it right out of it, and it tastes phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as that can. That can is magic.
Well, nothing's as good as the draft, but it was
But it's
pretty
pretty
damn close.
close.
Yeah.
That was a 16-ounce can, right? They would.
Correct.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Well, you lost a little because of the widget, but
But
it
still.
So Guinness is always the one that was like 11.2 ounce bottles and like 15.3 ounce cans or something weird like that.
yeah. So unfortunately, though, we are now without the widget, which is a heartbreaker. Stupid 2020 has taken so much from all of us, and now it's taking.
I wonder why that is. Like
They
why
just
could-
said it was a supply chain issue, like the factories that
Can't
created
get the
them or whatever.
plastic or whatever they need. Nitrogen shortage or something like that.
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
a shame.
Stu, do you know anything about this? Do you see anything on it? It doesn't say anything
It
about
doesn't
it.
say. I mean, I've been searching and searching, but
If Stu can't
I
find it,
love
it's not
Guinness.
on the internet.
No, exactly.
That's how I feel.
let me
about
switch
it.
to the dark web.
Yeah, jump on Tor
Yeah.
and find us the facts there. So, actually, I wonder if you could go on Tor and maybe get your hands on some black market widgets so you could start
Yeah.
welding them to the bottom of cans, make this thing happen. Yeah, absolutely heartbreaking that happened. So that's yet another thing that 2020 has taken from me. Like, and it used to 2020 said I couldn't go out and see people, so I was like, well, at least I could just sit home and drink Guinness.
You know, everybody's been talking about how bad 2020's been, and it has been a bad year, but I wonder if it's just been under the magnifying glass. Like Sean Connery died the other day, and everybody's like, F 2020. It's like, how many people die every year anyway? Like,
Yeah.
it's got to be some just magnifying glass. You know, everybody's got a bad taste in their mouth.
My favorite thing about the Sean Connery death, and I know that's a weird sentence to
That
say,
is weird.
but it's watching all these schmucks on social media then
Oh,
share
yeah.
the Saturday Night Live Sean Connery.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It,
I mean, what's his name? The guy that does him did a nice little tribute. Like,
yes.
what's his name that did him? Sean on SNL. I can't remember the actor's name. But anyways,
Is
he
it
did
Hammond?
No, not Daryl. Is it Daryl Hammond? Anyways, he did a nice little tribute.
Yeah.
But
Hammond did do it on Jeopardy, I think.
yeah.
But that's what's so heartbreaking is all of these people are trying to ride that wave. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. And so they're sharing the La Tits Now and all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
things. And
yeah.
it's like, that's not even Sean Connery. I don't know if you don't know this, but that's not Sean
That's not
Connery.
him, yeah.
That
Go
is
watch
somebody.
some 007. Go see The Rock.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
go enjoy Sean Connery. Like, he
Yeah.
was very good
Yeah.
for a very long time. And he's got this huge catalog. And I'd say at least 50% of what people are sharing going, oh, we'll miss him. Well, Daryl Hammond didn't die.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you can still go watch the make fun of Sean Connery. That's not what this is. It's
Yeah.
the man himself. It kills me to
But
see that.
his entire life was cool. His movies were cool. And then
He was a stud.
even in death, he fell asleep peacefully at his house in the Bahamas.
At 90. Like,
Is
that's
that how he went?
Yeah.
In the Bahamas at
He has a
90?
house. He lives in the Bahamas.
In
and that's
his
where he-
sleep?
In his sleep.
and everyone universally says he's the greatest Bond of all time.
I'm a Daniel Craig
Yeah,
guy.
I mean, there's. Damn.
Really?
No.
Did you like the victory beer?
Oh, I feel it. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that.
I was listening to a podcast the other day talk about him. They said that he was, and you might be able to look it up, Stu. In 1950, he was like third place in like Mr. Universe. Like he was like a stud. Like
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Because everyone's no one's sharing real facts. They're sharing.
1953 is Mr. Universe.
He was Mr. Universe, like he won it, or he was just in it.
Let's see here.
I would assume, just being in it. I could tell.
Yeah,
you,
just being in it, you're
I can't even make Mr. Midlothian.
exactly.
Like so.
Sorry, yeah, he competed in
You're-
1953.
You're in the running for Mr. Poundhouse.
He was 23.
In the running. Think how sad that is. In the running. There's 6 of us. There's only 5 who get to go in.
There's a dozen. There's a dozen of us in the league.
All right, so that puts me in maybe in the top half, but we're in the running,
Maybe,
as
yeah,
in maybe
yeah.
might not make it.
In your own bar.
I'm on the cusp. Yeah.
His
And
first
I'm the one
You're on the
tallying.
bubble.
Dr. No was his first.
The worst part is I'm the deciding vote, and I'm like,
Oh.
"Pfft, not that big nosed freak. He sucks. That dude can't even take a solid poop. Forget him.
Can't beat Mr. Poundhouse if you can't make a solid BM.
What's with all those L's, nerd? You're out.
Dude, yeah, no, 7 James Bond movies. First one was Dr. No in 1962.
Yeah,
Have
he
y'all
was a
seen
stud.
all those movies? There's
Yeah.
so many. I haven't seen them all. That's for damn sure.
I haven't seen all of the last like 10
Oh, I haven't
the
watched-
Bond years.
I haven't
and-
watched any of the new ones.
Yeah, last 10 years I haven't seen any.
I've
of
seen
those.
all the Grace Jones ones.
I don't even know what that joke is.
Grace Jones was
She
in
was-
what, Live
she
or
was
Let
one-
Die or no, not
She was in was it just the one?
yeah.
Or-
She was just in one.
Yeah, Grace Jones is
What was her name? She had to have a funny name.
It was like spiders. I have no idea.
No, it was something sexual because all the women are sexual.
Yeah, see now all I'm thinking is a lot of vagina, but that's actually
Yeah.
Austin Powers.
that's the
Like Pussy Galore was one. That's him.
that's
oh wow,
19 he was 23. That's him.
Well,
dude
thanks,
was
he was
a
trying for Mr.
freaking
Universe.
thanks for
stud.
showing me half naked man.
I was looking for a Pussy Galore or something. You're showing me the stud.
the
Sean
golden
Connery.
monk. The golden monkey was on my shoulder. Like, that's a good looking dude, isn't it? I'm like, it is. Thanks, golden monkey. I agree. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I agree with what you're saying. Like everything is under a microscope. Like every time somebody dies, and they make a big deal. Like
Yeah.
David Bowie, Prince, all these. And granted, these are all great people, but like
Yeah, well,
But I'm saying, like, now every time somebody dies, they're like, thanks, 2020.
Yeah.
And it's like, people die every year. Watch the Oscars. You'll see. There's a lot of
And
people
the
died.
and the running joke this past weekend, like, oh, they're adding another hour to 2020. That's bullshit. Like, this is how it works every year. Which, by the way, fuck daylight savings time. Like, I can't believe we still do it. It is so stupid. It's dark at 5:15, and it's only going to get worse.
You know who doesn't do
true.
it?
Arizona.
That's right, my hometown.
Yeah. Chicago?
No,
DC?
Chicago does it. Chicago does it.
Well, you know, a lot of people that live in middle America where they have to follow it, they don't live their life to it. They still get up when the sun comes up and go to bed when the sun comes down. Like, they don't really follow it per se.
Yeah, if you're working the land,
Yeah.
you know, someone who's one with nature.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I wouldn't know a tornado was coming until it hit the house.
Yeah.
I am not one with nature. It's highly unfortunate.
Her name was May Day.
Mayday.
Mayday. That's awesome. And what movie was she in?
The 1985 A View to Kill
A View to Kill.
with Roger Moore as James Bond.
Remember If Looks Could Kill? Remember that movie with Richard Gere? No, not Richard Gere. Shit, what was his name?
I don't know. I don't know the movie. I know them. I've heard of it, but I couldn't place
It was about a high school student who everybody thinks he's a spy. I just remember it on heavy rotation when I was a kid on like HBO or something. Anywho,
It happens.
yeah.
Good segue. Though.
Richard Grieco.
Richard Grieco. That's what it was.
A little bit far from Richard Gere.
It's
Richard Gere.
Not far at all.
in pronunciation.
Yeah.
No,
not
but,
in pronunciation.
but in career, extremely different dude. Richard Grieco would kill for a gerbil.
1991 spy comedy. Which
Yep.
There's only one spy comedy, and that's Spies
Don't you
Like
always
Us.
find that very odd that Richard Gere has this horribly untrue?
Yeah, you think he and Robert
Is this a wrinkle to the urban myth that I don't know?
the guy who got his stomach pumped. The singer. God, what was his name? Now I can't think of his name.
I don't know, but the
Monkey.
Richard Gere one, like, it's obviously he never put a gerbil in his ass. But as soon
No.
as I say Richard Gere, everybody goes, "That dude put a gerbil." No, he didn't. But why is that just common knowledge? Like, how did that one catch so much steam and just keep running? Like, if you Google Richard Gere, hold on, just Google Richard Gere in the Google bar and see if gerbil comes up after his name before any of his hundreds of good movies.
It's been a while for the whole gerbil story.
Rod
so-
Stewart had the stomach pump story.
Not accurate.
No, I mean, it goes career, net worth, son, wife. You get down about the 8th range, and then it says gerbil.
So, dude, you Google my name, gerbils never come up. Thank God. Thank God. But that's still crazy that comes up. That is such a just ludicrous.
And this was before the internet.
Well, that's why it made it.
But yeah, but how did it get from one coast to the other? Like,
I'll
just
never know.
word of mouth.
I don't know. I mean, it's 1998 when it all. But I mean, Snopes is just like it's false. Never
So
happened.
my
It's
dad,
urban legend.
My dad went to high school with the Gears, and I was like, was there anything like that? And he was like, no, Richard Gere was a stud.
Yeah.
He was like, that guy did very well. Like he was a stud. Like, none of that kind of nonsense.
He was a leading man back in the day.
Yeah, he absolutely was. And apparently his sister was quite the looker too. My dad
Yeah.
still brings it up in front of my mom. We'll
Awkward.
be like, Richard Gere's sister, she was super hot.
You're just trying to get close to Richard, Dad.
yeah, just
Yeah. My dad's nickname was the gerbil. Oh my gosh. Light bulb. My dad's not happy about that joke.
Jeez.
Somewhere he just turned around. He goes, "Do you just feel like is there something in my back? I feel like there's something in my back right now." It wasn't very cool.
Unfortunately, gerbling comes up under Wikipedia, and Richard Gere's name comes up.
Didn't South Park do a whole episode on that? Pretty sure they did, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. It's
They like showed a gerbil like
Yeah, they
tunneling
said-
through somebody's
like,
intestines.
squeaks or something.
Mr. Tiddlywinks or something weird like that.
Yeah, that actually sounds accurate.
Man, the
Oh.
rumor of Prince removing his rib.
So he could blow himself?
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
it transferred to Marilyn Manson. Like the stories get transferred.
Yeah, these things
around.
just go from place
And
to
then-
place.
They're the same guy. Wait, what?
Speaking of disfigurations, did you hear about this guy? In light of, we just had Halloween, so we had all these Tiger King costumes. That
Yeah.
was definitely the #1 costume of the year. Everyone was dressed up as Tiger King. Well, this past week, there was a guy who went to one of these places, you know, where you can like play with the cats, and he paid $150 for a full contact experience with a black leopard.
Yeah.
How do you think that ended? Full contact.
Well, if you're bringing it up, I'm guessing with hugs and kisses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by hugs and kisses, I mean they said his face was hanging from his head.
Oh my God.
It says Florida man scalped by
Oh,
panther.
Florida man.
Yeah.
You didn't leave with Florida man.
Florida man paid
Florida man's lucky to be alive.
He paid $150 for a full contact experience, and guess what he got? Full contact.
Fully
He's-
fucked up.
They said he was petting it, and then started rubbing the belly. Now, how many times do you rub a cat's belly? Their claws come out,
Yeah,
and
they
they
don't like
immediately
that,
start
yeah.
being like, "What are you doing?" He decided to rub a black leopard's belly, and that thing said, "Hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna maul you."
Yeah.
Like apparently, this cat like wasted no time in
Now, I
messing
know
this dude up.
Ely's gone to one of those places because we talked about it when we were talking about Tiger King. I have no interest in going and doing that. Is that something you guys would ever like do?
Up
And-
until the Florida man story.
well,
I'd
and that's
consider it.
that's why I would not do it. Like I'd be too scared.
Well, so Tiger King's whole thing was he was giving people baby.
Yeah,
the
there's
infant
photographs.
Yeah,
And a baby can't hurt you. You
Yeah.
know, it's adorable. This dude went in with the full size
Full-grown,
black
yeah.
leopard, and apparently it didn't. Stu, did it say it mauled him right away, or he didn't get to pet
what
him and
happened
rub
was
his stomach?
he started petting it, and the cat basically grabbed a hold of his head with his mouth and his scalp from the top. He said the top of his scalp flapped over.
Oh, that's what I'm talking
Oh.
about.
What's crazy is the guy who runs the place, who's now being investigated by police for having an illegal
Whoa.
sanctuary.
What?
Yeah.
His name is Poggi.
Poggy?
Poggy has since admitted to the police that he's been illegally charging people for experiences.
Well, we
Dude.
knew that. I mean,
So, but
I
you
didn't
got
break
Tiger
this
King and you
news
got
on
Tiger
Inside
King.
the Pallet House.
Tiger King and Poggy.
Dude, when I met my wife, she had a cat. It was a Maine Coon, and she'd had it.
Maine Coons are mean, dude.
And-
Oh yeah.
And I was come over to her house, and we just started dating, and she'd gone upstairs to finish getting ready, and I'm walking around the house looking around, and the cat's sitting on the dining room table, and I walk up by it and I like pet it, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I feel like a warmth on my arm, and I look
Oh,
down.
no.
I look down, and the cat's just sitting there looking at me. And I look at my arm, and there's just 3 scratches across my forearm
Just
where,
swiped
where the cat had just reached out and let me know what the hell was up. And then it's just looking at me, and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, my wife had a Maine Coon when we first met, and I remember one day I was sitting on the phone with her, and I'm sitting in my underwear because I'm unemployed at
Yeah.
the time, and
Living
Stu-
your best life.
like Stu remembers those days. I was I spent a lot of time with Stu. I was at rock bottom. So I was sitting there in my underwear, and I was on the phone.
All I
with
remember
her.
is you applied to be the CEO at Nike.
Didn't work. I didn't get the job.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Shoot high or don't
Yeah.
shoot.
Shoot for the moon. Maybe you'll hit the street light.
I remember there were times I was like, Stu, look, I'm not qualified for this. Should I apply? He's like, yeah, you should apply. I was like, done. Because unemployment wanted me to apply
Several
for
times.
like 3 jobs a week. And so I would have to show them, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, didn't get the CEO job.
Yeah.
But I was at least doing my
You
part.
miss 100% of the
Right.
shots you don't take.
That's
That's
right.
right. That's
and
right.
I missed 100% of the shots I did take. No one ever talks
Yeah,
about that.
they don't teach you that. That doesn't look good on a poster or on a T-shirt.
Yeah, I missed. Actually, this would have been the poster.
Yeah.
It was me in my underwear on the phone when this cat comes down and says, "Still missing 100% of the shots I take." But this cat,
Not hanging tough with a little kitten hanging off the rope.
it's just me under the tire run over the cat. So I remember I'm looking down the hall and I'm like, I see the cat at one end of the hall, And then I look back and I'm talking to her, and I come back, and the cat's now halfway down the hall, just like, but still in the
Magically,
same position. How cats do, you know, just
Yeah.
they see your eyes are off of them, they make a move.
Yep.
And I turn around and I go, "Oh, baby, this is crazy. Your cat looks like he's stalking me or something." I'm like,
Yeah.
I go back talking to her, and I look down. That son of a bitch is now closer, but still just laying there, just
Yeah.
looking at me, like no signs of a problem. And I'm like, "Nah, honey, seriously, your cat's looking a little weird." I was like, "That's nuts." I look over, and all of a sudden I'm like, "Ah!" This son of a bitch lunged and lit up my leg. Me and my tighty whitey sitting there.
Yeah.
He just she scratched my leg open, and I was just bleeding everywhere. Same
Yeah.
thing, like out of nowhere. And it was just straight guerrilla warfare. Like she
Yeah.
lit me up and then
Gone. Yeah.
It's like, you suck. Maine
Yep.
Coons are just evil like that.
Yeah. They just know it's like, you're in my house, you're in my world.
But they're not a small cat.
No, they're the
No,
largest
they're-
of the domestic cats.
Yeah, I mean they're up to 18 pounds.
They're beautiful.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're evil little
Oh
creatures.
yeah. Well, all cats. I mean, all cats will they're killing machines. They are made to kill.
Which is what I want a cat to do, actually. That's why I like cats.
And they're like, they see a human and they're like, your house cat still looks at a human and is like, I will fucking murder you. Like, size different, be damned. Like, I'm gonna chew your neck out.
I mean, we all know the old. I mean, the thing is that if you die with cats in your house,
they eat you.
the cats eat you for food. You die in the house with your dog, the dog's gonna die.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I'm disappointed. I'm going to die right here."
that
with
just
you.
shows how stupid dogs are.
You know, unfortunately, kind of does.
Yeah, that people and their dogs piss me off because they all. First off, I've never met anyone who didn't have the best dog ever. So amazingly, everyone has the best dog I've ever met.
Allow me to tell you.
Can
I do not
Can I
have the
introduce
best
you to
dog
my
ever.
dogs too?
You had the best dog ever.
Yeah, but I'm going to prove your point here. I really did.
Yeah, exactly. I had the best dog ever. So I know a lot of people that had the best dog ever.
I can assure you, I will never say that I currently have the best dog
Yeah.
ever.
No, I don't.
I won't. If you walk across my yard right now, there's 2 giant
Mud holes.
mud holes because it poured down rain for a couple days, and he was like, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you dig down, there's more water.
Yeah.
So he dug a pool.
So, Troy, what you're saying was your best dog.
Yeah.
Was that your first dog?
No, the dog that the wife and I had before we had kids was like the coolest dog ever. Like, didn't bark.
No,
Didn't run away.
But that was your first dog. Like,
No,
like
I'd
you're
had-
responsible for.
No, I'd had a dog before.
Not like family, but like where you're on your own.
No, I never had a dog on my own because I was living with roommates and
Okay.
and all that jazz. The wife and I
just
got a
curious.
dog from the pound.
Yep.
And it was an awesome dog. Like, I've never understood people that have the dogs that run. I'm like, I don't care how good your dog is. If it gets out and it fucking takes off, I'm like, that dog sucks. Like, that dog does not respect you or care for you at all. Like, the dog we had, I'd have it out in the yard and then, like, forget it was out there and then, like, open the door and it'd be sitting there looking at me like, hey, dummy, I'm out here.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. You didn't take off.
Yeah. I mean, I can speak to Brendan's dog. I can speak.
Brendan had a great dog.
Yeah. But you wouldn't have known Dixie,
No, I didn't know Dixie.
but Brendan did.
I just got a picture from the Duke.
Oh, he's lathering up.
Is that for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he's just making
Tomorrow sandwich.
Dude, he's got the kind of tube that has to suck in air.
Yeah.
He's got the kind of
It's a
squeeze.
big bottle, like the bigger hard bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna be
Is his health
fine.
insurance up to date? Is he current?
I mean, we should have had him sign a waiver.
You can't hold it against us, can he?
We didn't force him into this.
No, that's right.
Actually, he pushed it.
Yeah.
He pushed it.
But you were having a conversation with him, going back and forth about mayonnaise being good or not good.
At the time, it was all science. Now it's bloodlust. It's a different angle.
Man,
It's crazy. So we don't like cats.
I love cats. I still like cats. Like,
We just lost our cat, which is kind of a bummer.
yeah, you had a cool cat.
Yeah, that's now. And now my wife's like, I'm never getting another cat. And I was like, why is that? She's like, no one else scooped the crap. I'm like, fair.
Yeah.
Guess we're not getting another cat.
I mean, the thing about cats that are cool is you can go away for the weekend and they're good.
yeah.
Dogs, you have to, watch them all the time.
My girls have 3 cats, and they finally went and got the automatic pooper scooper.
Oh, yeah.
Like the one that just
Yeah.
comes off to the side.
And that actually works.
Yeah.
If you have 3 cats, you kind of got to. Otherwise, you're
you're
screwing that
supposed to
thing
have-
like twice
You're
a
going
day.
to spend your whole life just
Yeah.
cleaning cat poop.
yeah.
You're supposed to have 2 litter boxes for like 3 cats, but this
Yeah,
one
when-
is clean. It cleans so often they don't get.
That's pretty
Territorial.
sweet. That's pretty sweet. I like that.
But
Yeah, we had a couple cats. I'd have another cat, but we have a dog again, so I'm not. There's no need to have. We had a dog and 2 cats before we had kids, and then like once the kids came, I'm like, as they started dying off, I'm like, no
Yeah.
need to replace them. We have other living things we have to take care of that.
Yeah,
So
it
the
really,
po-
it really does fit the. It fills that hole.
so
But the point we were talking about was dogs are dumber than cats. Like
Yeah.
everybody thinks dogs are so smart. Like your dog would gladly go to another family and be happy after a week or 2.
Isn't that horrible?
Yeah.
Like when we went away on vacation, the dog freaked out, he crapped and
Yeah.
pooped everywhere for a night. Then after a couple of days, he was like, "All right, this will
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I guess we're good."
So, got a decent sized backyard. My brother and I have a half-acre lot, but between a greyhound and my 2 dogs, kind of considering whether or not to buy the service that picks up the shit for you in the backyard.
It's probably not a bad.
They have them out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all have funny names too.
Yeah.
Can't think of any off the top of my head, but they do. It's like not a bad service.
I mean, it piles up quick as shit.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Nice.
Yeah, I was planning that the entire evening. I couldn't wait to use it.
That's what I love about my small dog. Does not poop a lot, and usually poops on the walks, not in the backyard. So
Yeah.
it's not bad. The backyard's not bad. When we had the larger dog, it was like you stepped in it and you knew it, and it was a train wreck.
I keep thinking I'm stepping in poop because the dog's digging these mud holes, and I'm like slip, like and then it turns out it's just the other dog disappointment in my
Yeah.
yard.
Just give the ankle and knee equipment to him. He's going to step in a hole. He's
Yeah,
gonna
your
need
new
it.
dog is a nightmare.
The funny thing is, 75% of the time, really like the dog.
Yeah.
It's that 25 that really grates on my nerves.
Yeah.
What can you do? Well, and I
Well,
found
you
out,
have options.
I found out he's not a great protector of the house. For a dog that barks as much, he's not a great protector because I came down for Halloween. I decided I have this old luchador mask, and I decided to wear that for Halloween, right? And I found it because I was up in the attic looking through like old clothes because I was going to be like a 90s NSYNC guy.
Oh, nice.
Because when you think about it, I got all kinds of like old baggy jeans and
Yeah.
like the stupid shirts and like visors and like I was like
The long leather belt.
I'm just gonna go as like NSYNC guy or something,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm up there looking at them, and then I saw this luchador mask, and I was like, luchador, I love a luchador. So I put on the mask, and it's got like fur all over it, like it's like a cat luchador
Yeah.
mask. It's the strangest thing ever. And I came down the stairs wearing just jorts and a luchador mask, and came down the
Nice.
stairs thinking that like the kids would get a kick out of it. Dude, the dog jumped up, slammed into the coffee table, damn near flopped the whole coffee table over, started barking everywhere, and then just pissed all around the house.
That's not good.
Literally just scared the piss out of the dog. I was like, zoinks! That was not what was
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
So did you get the old school cat burglar coming in with the ski mask?
He's just gonna pee
yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he barks at everything. So I'm like, well, at least he's a good guard dog. Turns out in a moment of
He
pressure.
barks when we walk up in here.
Yeah, but in a moment of pressure, he's more of a peer.
Yeah.
Who knew?
He didn't have that killer instinct then.
Yeah, he slammed into the table, pissed
Yeah.
everywhere.
Meanwhile, Brendan got attacked by 3 cats in a second.
Yeah.
Yes, quite literally. It was. My dog's not the goat.
Oh man.
that's the truth there.
Damn.
Well, guys, it's growing season.
It's growing.
I can feel it.
It's coming in ever so slowly on my upper lip. I'll be a handsome man by mid-month.
Yep.
Check out 4 podcasts from now. You hear the mustache rubbing against the mic.
Yeah, right now it's.
Crickets.
Yeah, that was the best I had. But it'll be coming. So if you get a chance, head over to m4krichmond.org. Check out the Inside the Pallet House page. Please do find a grower, donate to them, and know your money is actually going to a really good cause. We would certainly appreciate the help. Everybody that has joined our team over the last week can't thank you enough. You're actually doing more by growing because you're going to bring in a lot more money than you would have handed over to one of us.
Exactly.
And for that, we thank you. I understand that means I'm not going to be seeing as much money from everybody that has joined the team. And I mean this. I couldn't be more happy that you're not donating to me this year.
Yes.
Because you're growing. You're growing. You're going to do so much good. So if anyone does want to join the team, head over to m4krichmond.org. Sign up for the Inside the Pallet House team. Sign yourself up. Join. If you don't get a chance to join, if you can't do it, I get it. It's really odd. We're accepting donations. I don't want to see any money come into the Venmo account for Inside the Pallet House during the month of November.
Nope.
Any money that you are going to give to us for giving you this average show that we put together, then we would appreciate it if you did donate it to the kids here for these charities. It's a really good cause, and we're all in. I mean, look at us. We're going to look horrible. And that's because this is a good opportunity to do good and do it in kind of a funny way. So please do take the time to head over to m4krichmond.org. Find a grower on this team. Donate to them. Help us out. Help children's
If
charities
you're on
here
the
in
fence,
Richmond.
though, we will tell you, the feelings you get when you get to participate in this, it's amazing. Like, you will not second guess yourself.
No.
It's worth it. It absolutely is. It feels good to do good.
It does. It really does.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
What are the odds? And you'll feel good donating money knowing it's going to a good cause. So thank you guys so much. And thank you again for tuning in, week out. We love the support. We're glad to have you here. If you haven't had a chance to rate us, please do.
Give
Yeah.
us a review. I'll read it on air.
And head on over to our Facebook page, like us, share it with your friends, or you can find us on email at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com or Instagram and Twitter at ITPH Podcast. Thank you guys so much for the support week in and week out. We really do appreciate it. Hope you're being well. We'll talk to you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
What is raised is awesome, but the limited number of, not limited, but the number of participants, the number of actual growers, and we've raised, you're taking 120, 130, something like actual registered growers? Something like that last year?
We usually have about 200 folk.
Was it 200? Sorry.
No, your numbers are right. Last year we had almost 200 folks. But the thing that always strikes me is that we have a bunch of statistics on this that I won't bore you with. But like there's a whole bunch of stuff left on the table. We have guys that registered don't raise a single dollar.
That's crazy.
I've noticed that in
that's
the
not
past,
good.
though. Where you see
our
people
team
at
was
the
that.
bottom.
We had people that did it last year.
I don't really.
We did.
I don't
Yeah.
really get it. Like I don't really understand it. There's
I don't
people
either.
there's people that aren't comfortable with I guess asking friends for donations. Send 4 emails and I promise you'll get $1,000.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to be honest.
Four.
At first, I was nervous about that, though. I felt like, all right, I'm spamming people. I
Yeah,
don't
but
want to
who
do
wouldn't
that.
at least give themselves $40 to not be the single a-hole that's got a 0 next to their
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
name? Right. I mean, like,
Right.
Yeah. I drop $100 to get out of the way for
right.
the other
to
a-holes.
get off of this guy's
I drop
statistic.
$100 to be like, look at these losers over here that didn't raise $1.
Exactly.
I'm not like those
Right.
guys.
At
I'm,
least
Yeah.
I'm not like Steve.
yeah.
Right.
There's some, and you guys probably don't get them. There's some prodding emails that go out for folks that raise $0 and things
Oh,
like
I
that.
bet.
Like, hey, fellas.
And that's another
remember?
thing. To your point of
You have a mustache and you're not doing good with it.
Right.
Do something.
to your point, the M4K guys have it set up to where they walk you through how to raise money, so you don't even have to do it. They give you the tools you need
Can you
to
cut
go
and
out.
paste?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I prided myself, though, because years in the past, I'd watched people send these emails that I found really funny and enjoyable. And so last year, I tried that technique. Was the first time I did it. And it took me a couple years, like I
It
was saying, to
works.
get comfortable
Yeah.
doing that. But I sent one out, and it was a bunch of family and friends. And I said, look, if you don't want to receive these emails, let me know. I'm glad to take you off. Not one person said, take me off, because I was writing kind of funny emails.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, I didn't realize I was telling a story, but like by my third email, there was a theme and things were changing. And it really became a lot of fun. I started getting a lot of interaction from family members and friends that I hadn't spoken to in a long time.
Yeah.
They ended up donating. It was a great year, and it was a good experience. And I've had family members reach out to me to be like, thank you so much for doing this. Like, you're a really good guy. And I'm like, boy, I
You don't
originally
know.
did this because I
Yeah.
wanted to drink beer with these guys.
Yeah.
But it starts to grow. Like, that doing good, whatever that is, that seed grows.
Yeah.
And you feel better about yourself.
Contagious.
Yeah.
It is, and it's a phenomenal thing. And now I don't feel bad about sending it out. I look forward to engaging with these people
Yep.
and showing them that I'm doing this again, and it's certainly worth it. And it's like, there's not a lot you can do these days that makes you feel good. This makes you feel good. It does good. You look like an asshole. I won't sugarcoat that.
Especially, it's really hard to do nice things for people during the whole pandemic. So this is a great way to help. You know.
It is. It is. So I'm excited to participate this year. I think because of the fact that we've all had such a bad year.
Yeah.
I'm glad to do something where I can channel my energy in a positive way. And so
For sure.
I'm excited. And Mike, I'm glad that you're taking the helm this year and you're running with it. I know this has got to be a difficult year to be the president for your first time, but you've got our support, and
We're pulling for you.
I'm hoping that the listeners out there will step up, join our team, raise some money. We could certainly use the help, and don't think that it's meaningless if you raise $100. That's a big deal. Get involved. We'd love to have you. So join the team, reach out to us, get involved. It's a real solid charity, and it actually is a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I will assure you of that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Mike, seriously, thank you so much for coming out. What is the website again, just so people can go check it out?
M4krichmond.org. You can get registered. You can join a team, start your own team. All the information you'll need is there. And if you have any questions, you can certainly email us at m4krichmond@gmail.com.
There it is.
That easy.
And if you want to engage with us and get some answers, InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com.
Yep.
Boo Boo, we would pixelate your face on the Zoom calls if you wanted to do
Give
it.
you a Minecraft head.
Yes. That would be awesome. If
And
we
there's
were-
some purple dickies involved.
They're not. It can't be. It said navy blue on the website. I read it. I can read. I just can't see colors. It's a long story. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Look forward to next week. We'll have our first update from the Duke. Kind of excited to see how that's going to go. That'll be day 1 of the Duke Challenge. So, and probably the first time that we'll start talking to you guys about donating money. So you won't have to feel bad about donating money if you're part of the team.
That's right.
Putting it out there. We'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks so much for joining. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
Nice work, Randy.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
It was till the end. Dealy.
Made it better.